not only a physically strong sport, but it's a mentally strong sport. I never thought I'd be doing powerlifting 5 years ago. And I never would thought I could lift this much. With me, with my autism, sometimes I feel overwhelming anxiousness, so many emotions. So what I kind of do is use those feelings, use it in the lift, stamp my feet really hard on the ground before I pick up the bar and go. So I'm Grace Payne, I'm 23 years old and I am a powerlifter and I have autism. I live with my mum, my dad, my youngest brother Daniel. There's also my sister Shannon who lives nearby and our puppy Zippy. So autism is a neurological disorder. It's also known as ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. It's kind of like, for me, cleaning a really messy room. Where do you start with? What do you start with? The floor? Do you start with the shelves? Do you start with the bed? It's like that in my head, like, do I start with something that's happened a few weeks ago, or do I start something with now? And it's really hard to kind of think straight too, so it's kind of hard to get out of that set and get into that, really. It's kind of like a messy box, a messy room. We all have different wirings in our head and where things go. Autism just has different wiring to a neurotypical person. I look at it as not as a spectrum as in like more autistic or less autistic, because it's not really a thing. If you think of more of a colour wheel where you have different colours or different support needs like language, sensory, eye contact, all those things. Everyone could be different spots of different colours in the little colour wheel. I love routine, I love to be organised, and if I don't have that control of that, my anxiety goes up. And to get things out of my head and put it onto a board, it kind of helps me just get things off but also keep it there so I don't forget anything. All right, so these are my Special Olympics ribbons that I've collected over the last, 13, 12 years or so. I compete in Special Olympics for powerlifting, but this comp coming up is a mainstream nationals comp, which is my very first one, which I'm very excited for. My dad is my companion in powerlifting, my training buddy. Hi guys.
Hey Grace.
Hi. Hey. Dad started powerlifting after me, so I was doing training with Adam in the mainstream classes.
All right, you guys got a plan today?
Dad came along one night just to have a look, and Adam got him to do box squats because he wasn't doing it properly. And Dad was pretty close to throwing the towel in and be like, nah, I don't want to do this. But then started adding weight onto him. He's like, okay. And now he does powerlifting with me.
Yeah, just keep it real light, like nothing over 150. Warm up. Stretch.
I got into powerlifting with Grace when she was training in the night classes. What initially was like, no, I'm all right, but then I sort of talked into it and it was, yeah, I really love it now. It's just gone full noise. She's always been strong. Just really impressed watching her. Her weights have gone huge. Now it's quite good being able to train together and see how she's doing and she sees how I'm going, and that's doing really well.
That look right?
Good. The last competition we had where we competed together, that was pretty cool. And she thrives from that competition, that environment, that noise. She does really well. She's got a smile on her face from start to finish.
Second one was good. First one, you went straight up, so you're pressing too far forward.
I've been working for about 8 weeks now for this build-up, hopefully to get my PBs and the weights that I want to hit.
Press. Good. That's it. Yeah?
Yeah. When you're like coming so close to a comp, like now, everything's changing, like the programs, they change like to less reps or less things, but more weight, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so close.
Start. Press. Rack. Nice.
Right from the word go, Grace had a way about her that just you fell in love with her, even as a baby. She was like a little porcelain doll when she was born. She was beautiful. Bright red hair, bright red hair. She was 2 years old, and it was my father that actually came to us and said, look, I feel like there's something not quite right with Grace, and he did quite a lot of research on it too. We went to a doctor, and he told us at 2 that she was very, very autistic. Probably wouldn't read, write, talk. I'm the type of person that thinks, right, what can I do about this? Straight out and started talking to mothers with autistic children. First thing I did. And then I started researching. So basically, it was the plan. Grace is now sitting at the table for approximately 3 to 4 minutes while eating. She's taking the spoon from her mother. 6 weeks it took me to teach Grace to eat cornflakes. And that was her visuals of bowl cornflakes with milk, all of this in front of her. And then I would stand behind her and just like this. Grace is showing an interest in the photos that Toni has already made. Because I was always thinking, what else can I do? Am I doing enough? And it wasn't until the doctor told me, if it hadn't been for the persistence, maybe she would never have done it. You must be doing something right. And I thought, well, cool. I am doing something right. 2 days, so it was always 1 step forward, 2 back. And eventually we did catch up, but it was backwards and forwards, you know.
One of the things that my house had was visuals everywhere around the house. Everything was labelled. And we had this little board as well. Mum called it the Big Brother board. And it had people faces on it that would come over regularly, like mum, dad, family members or something, right? And every time that person would come over, I'd go to that board and pick up that visual and try connect with like that photo to the person and say their name. And once I got that, the visual was removed and I was able to say that person's there, like my auntie or my uncle or a friend, you know. And every time, yeah, once I learn something, it gets taken away. My nana, she was basically like my one-on-one caregiver or teacher aide, especially at kindergarten, my early childhood years. She gave me all these reports that she's written, be like, oh, Grace learnt this. Putting on her clothes, we learned arm and left and right. All those little things that you learn as a child, you know, she's done all that with me. And see how like goals for the month was eating, dressing, visuals, body parts, using visual aids. It kind of shows like how I was and who I am now, you know. And if it wasn't for the support from my family and everyone else I have support from, you know, I wouldn't be where I am. That's 90. Adam and I train about 3 times a week for powerlifting. That's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights. And then on a Tuesday and Thursday evening, I do the fit classes. I'm there like pretty much every day, twice a day, every day, sort of thing.
So just be really, really tight. Okay, that's your main plan. Not this, the tightness. She's been training with me for 5 years now, but I've known her a little bit before that through just the Special Olympics community. She's definitely in the running to win first place at National Special Olympics. She's definitely got potential to be even mainstream, a very strong competitor in powerlifting. She's always sort of struggled with routine and change and having to make decisions on what's priority. Like something doesn't go well, it's sort of emotionally, she gets quite worked up about it.
You're keeping your feet when you do your setup. Remember how we put your feet more forward in your setup?
Yeah,
more back too far?
Because I had it too far back for my 67.
Okay.
So I moved it back forward, but it's just pushing.
Push back.
Yeah.
Push back. It's the head nod now. Forever it's the head nod, okay? All right, push back.
It's a bit of a team effort with me and Holly. Holly's worked with her on the eating side of things. I'm a bit of no-nonsense, just get on with it. You're competing, so that was a bit hard for her at the start. We got the family in to talk about ways that we could make it easier. It turned out that Grace wasn't communicating very much to James and Toni. So that was one of the biggest problems that we sort of found first off, like communicate, stop trying to take it all on yourself and let the family know what you're going through so they can help you.
You're happy with it?
They're very caring.
And understanding.
Yeah, and they work really well with Grace with her nutrition plans and stuff like that. And they get right in behind her and hype her up with that sort of thing too. As,
Definitely,
you know,
definitely.
lots of pats on the back.
One of the biggest issues Grace had was just planning. So one of the solutions we had for that was get a calendar, get 2. So she would put her weekly plan on a big calendar. When she had that all down, everything seemed to run smoothly.
For the comp coming up, the nationals, I want to try the 180 deadlift. And then bench, I want to try get up to that 75 PB again. Yeah, we talk about all the time what we want to do and what I want to achieve. So, yeah, and they help me a lot with that. Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How was your training?
It was good. Well, felt a little bit flat last night, but that's okay. Didn't get to the 67.5 that I wanted to get, but that's all right. I still went off 65, and the drop set's not even that much at the moment. Next week's still going to be heavy, and then it's movement, I think. But
I think with this training, this RPE training, now it's good for that.
yeah, nah, exactly.
Week comp is just light movement stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
So close.
It is. Are you going to a class tonight?
Yeah, I've got adaptive this afternoon, and then we'll go to fit tonight as well.
I'll let you know what I'm doing on my one. I'm doing one tonight as well.
Nice. Have fun.
See if I destroy myself. You too.
Yeah. Okay then. Alrighty.
Okay.
Love you.
See ya. Love you too. Bye.
Yeah, I'll throw it to you, eh? Daniel, he not only can be an annoying little brother as siblings could be, but also he's very kind and very generous and amazing as a whole. Don't know where I'd be without him. Yeah, we do help each other out, which is good. Especially when I have my moments where I have like anxiety attacks and panic attacks, which is really nice to see the support, you know.
I had dyslexia, and I had a small 9% processing thing with myself. With the dyslexia side of things, it was hard because for me, I was more in the spectrum of needing that help one-on-one. You sort of have to learn that she needs more of attention, so I step back when you need that attention.
And I guess that's hard for someone that has a sibling that has autism, you know, and we just need that extra support. But it's not because we want to overtake your attention. But obviously, parents try to obviously be accommodating to all siblings. With like my disability and now we know your disability too. We kind of, you know.
Oh, it makes it easier because now we know that.
Take each other to understand each other, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a bit of a learning curve though, hey, like, you know.
Yeah. I was still learning about your autism when I was younger, so I never knew you had it that bad when I was younger, so I was...
Yeah. What makes you think I didn't have it that bad?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I heard you were never talking then. I see you talking all the time.
Yeah. Well, because you wouldn't see me. Yeah. Because I didn't talk until I was about... I didn't properly talk until I was 6, so I guess... Another thing about my Nana as well was she taught me my very first word, which was apple. And how that came about was one day she sat with me. She had a whole bunch of things that were apples, so an actual apple, a book of apples, pictures of it, everything, right? And we would learn the word apple. I would eat the apple too, you know, just like, you know, kind of correlate them together. And then I said apple. And apparently I was so excited, I couldn't say, I can say apple. I'd be like, apple, 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 apple.
I want to see my family succeed, and I want to be there for them. Grace, when she went to the Worlds, I was there when she won her medal. I never hugged my sister. I gave her a hug there first time, and it was probably a thing that I opened up more, and I think that my family helped me with that.
How are you feeling about going away? I know it's a few months away, but...
I'm nervous, but I'm excited too, because in the next 12 weeks, I'll be going away to a military base for 6 weeks to boost my confidence and give myself a step up in life. Then I do need, and that would help me a lot.
Will they shave your hair off?
I'll do that before they do that.
Can I do a ball cut?
Oh, hell no. That's the last thing you'll do.
I think with masking, the best way to put it, it's like basically you have a mask on your face and that's a face that you put onto everyone, you portray to everybody and think that you're this normal, neurotypical person, and then that mask comes off and then and what's inside behind that mask is who you are. I'm trying not to mask as much and try to show myself a bit more. I think I do it more than I realise, but then like there are times where I have to, like if I go in public situations where I'm like going out places, I kind of put on this face of like, okay, I can do this, but really I'm just like, behind this little mask, I'm just like a little anxious little person. And I think a lot of autistic people do that, especially girls, because, you know, they don't want to be seen. Reasons why anxiety attacks or meltdowns can happen is could be many things. So one of them could be changes to routine or changes to plans. If I don't feel the greatest already and then this happens, it's like one little thing could just go cherry on top, boom. If I'm out and about and it gets too much, like supermarkets for example, I'll try to get out of the supermarket quick as I can. With big supermarkets, they're quite bright. It can be quite loud, it can be overstimulating as well, especially if you're not feeling the best. I kind of try to recognise it before it happens so I don't freak out in public or, you know, or actually get upset in public, which I've nearly done a few times, especially on my own. I feel like there's so much emotions and I don't know how to get them out, so I have to kind of figure it out somehow by stimming or shaking or clapping or whatever I have to do to get them out. It's daunting. It can be daunting.
All right.
But I'm learning all the time about autism, trying to understand it anyway in my eyes as well. I guess it feels cold. Another thing that I also struggle with, I guess that's my autism as well, is like tones and facial expressions. It's wet. It's wet and it's soft as well. It's wet.
If I'm upset, I tell you what I try and do is not let Grace see my emotions too much. Every year I have an operation, you know, to do with my arthritis. So I know that worries her a lot because I've recently just had to stop driving because of arthritis in my legs. So I know she worries about me a lot. But we try not to let that happen, if that makes sense, you know.
I'm like, oh no, something's happened. You know, like Mum's mad at me because her voice is like, you know, or Daniel might do it quite often, and it's kind of hard sometimes because he doesn't mean to do it, but he does it, and it's like, are you mad at me or something, or are you mad at something, or are you upset, are you okay? But really they're just fine, they just, you know, their tones are different, or if they're really excited, but then they might be upset, but then they're high tones and stuff, so it's like, oh, you seem happy, but you're not. It's all like, yeah, that's the mind of an autistic person for you. So tomorrow we are off to Wellington for a long road trip, but I'm pretty excited. So the last comp I did was at the Tauranga Classics comp, and I didn't get my 180 deadlift, which was a bummer, but we're working harder for this one for the last few weeks to get that 180, so I'm really hoping I could walk away with it. At least the 180 deadlift, I'd be really happy. We are at 318 Fitness down in Paraparaumu at the World Powerlifting New Zealand National Powerlifting Competition. Lifters. Now we're currently doing the weigh-ins, rack heights and gear check. I'm not feeling too bad about the weigh-ins. I'm in the lower end of my weight category anyway, so I'm not needing to make weight or whatever, so I'm pretty happy. The difference with mainstream and Special Olympics comps is with mainstream, I'm probably more to be against people that will be in my weight category, my age category, my gender category, whereas Special Olympics, I don't know many females that compete in my grades.
All right, awesome, we're all here. This is gonna be a good day. Good? You slept? You've trained for this for months and months and months. Weigh-ins are over. Everyone have breakfast. Got plenty of time.
I definitely feel more pressure on this one because it's nationals, it's people from all around New Zealand competing in this.
Awesome, awesome guys. Woo!
freaking out.
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Just in
all
wrong.
like,
Excited, nervous.
yeah, yeah.
And in comp, I'm focusing on the judge and Adam is the two people because that's who you need to listen to the most. So make sure you listen to those judges' calls too, because if you don't, it's an automatic no lift. They'll have either buttons, paddles, or anything that shows red and white. And if it's majority white, it's a good lift, so two whites or three. If it's not a good lift from their opinion and it's like 2 or more red lights, that means it's low lift.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
In that time that I'm waiting, it feels like a lifetime, but really, it's not. I kind of look at them and I'm just kind of like, God, please be a good lift, please be a good lift, please be a good lift. It feels really good, especially if it's a lift like a PB lift, because it's like, yes, I've lifted it, I've got it, you know? A lot of people, when they see me on the outside, they don't see all the struggles I go through daily, really.
It is loaded.
I feel more safer to be not that same Grace out there.
Come on, Grace.
And I'm trying to learn that I can let myself be who I am. I'm very, very grateful for my family. I guess not just my immediate family, but all my family that I have around me. And they just support me for being me and just love me for me.
Wow, wow, wow.
Finally 180.
I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you, Mum. Honestly, I cried. I cried when I saw it.
I cried too. I've watched right through. 180, that's incredible.
And I can actually say I got 180 now. I don't have to say, oh, I didn't get it because I did lock out, but I lifted it. So I can't say that anymore. I can say I got 180.